if you exceed 10 minutes past the starting schedule time, then they delete it from Facebook. It's just goofy.
But StreamYard goes through what? Does it go through Facebook, or does it go through YouTube?
I'm not sure. It broadcasts to Facebook. It broadcasts to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It also broadcasts to Twitch. It also has Periscope as an option, but Periscope's momentarily blocked me because it thinks that I'm trying to spam.
Man, you get blocked by these guys, you did something right.
Yeah. You know, all I'm trying to do is promote books, and they go, "This looks like suspicious behavior." Let's block them.
Big Brother says, "Down you go."
Exactly. Oh, man. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We're joined today by a very special guest, Graham Nolan. And I love the branding. Not only do you have your name in the bottom left, but you also have it in bigger lettering behind you.
In case you don't know,
you have arrived. Excuse me. So, oh, there it is. All right. I'm going to capture this real quick so I can reuse it for that. There we go. Right on. Like Donkey Kong. So you're having a good day today?
What's that?
You're having a good day today?
Yeah. I'm inking up a cool CHENOO page.
Ooh, all right. Sweet.
I'm inking up a cool CHENOO page.
Uh-oh. All right, there we go. I have a separate YouTube window open to monitor my stream so that if YouTube false flags my channel and takes it down, then I'll have kind of like some advance notice, hopefully. And I'll know not to ramble on for hours on end. Not realizing it's not live anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, did you post this on Facebook?
Yeah.
Did you tag me?
You know what? I don't think I tagged you.
Because I need to get it out to my 5,000 trusty fans.
Okay.
So maybe we can pick up some traffic there.
Yeah. I tried to tag you. Let's see if that did the trick.
That did it. Let's see. Notifications. No. Well, actually, mentioned. It says you mentioned me. It doesn't say you did.
All right. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I think I know what I need to do. Let's see. So, oh, I thought there was going to be option. All right. Well, let me try. Oh, come on now. Okay, what's the trick here? Why is it? Isn't there a place here? All right, so that's that. I think there's supposed to be a place here.
Are we friends on Facebook?
I think so. I'll check that next.
Well, I'll check it while you're doing that. What is your Facebook name?
At WyzGyz now.
At WyzGyz now?
Yeah, the at sign.
Okay.
How come it doesn't come up in the search? Is yours at Graham Nolan?
Well, I don't have an at.
All
It's
right.
just
It's like a shortcut version of it somehow. This is weird. You know what? I'm wondering if I even properly created a business page. I tried to work myself through it, and other people said it should be correct, but I don't know the ins and outs of this. And
there you go. I got it.
all right, did the second post I did pull you up, or do you find it a different way?
I just typed in WyzGyz Entertainment.
Oh, all right.
All right, so let's see.
The very, very most recent post,
Okay, I'm going to share that now.
I added your name there. Did it show on your end that we were already friends?
No.
Oh, dang. All right, well.
But you know what? The link that you've got on here it looks like it's a link to my YouTube page, not yours.
I've got one. Oh, the link to the stream should be the one that has your picture on it. It should be embedded. So
Well,
when
yeah,
people
all
click,
right.
when people click on that, yeah.
Nope.
Shoot, hold on.
Yeah, when you click on that, it takes you to my YouTube page.
All right. Oh dear. I'm boomeranging it bad. All right.
Let's try this one.
Okay.
Well, they're all linked to my YouTube page, not yours.
Oh, good gracious.
That's why we got nobody in here.
Yeah. Delete. Yeah, to my knowledge, I don't think I have much competition this time of day. Not until later, at least. And I was trying to share your YouTube channel as well. Let me maybe.
Yeah, I got nothing on mine. That's really not a thing. I mean, we need to get yours up here so we can let people know about the show and that we're live right now.
Hey, oh man, really?
What's going on?
Excuse me. It didn't. Excuse me. It didn't copy the text I thought it was copying. Let's see. live stream URL. Got this.
When you get it, just throw it into the private chat and I'll copy it.
All right. The URL itself or the whole blurb?
What's that?
The whole URL itself or the whole blurb?
Well, the URL, because we need people to click on it to go to it.
IGG. Private.
All right, let's try that one. Okay, that did it.
All right.
All right,
Cool
so
deal.
I will put that into Facebook now and Twitter. Okay.
Excuse me. All right.
How do you spell WyzGyz Entertainment?
WYZ.
Huh?
GYZ. All one word. And then space and then entertainment normally.
Okay, that's up there. And we'll do Twitter as well.
Man, it seems like the internet's dead right now. I have seen very little in the way of tweets going on today, and usually it's all flurry and. Well, I mean, it's 4:15. Well, oh well, people on the Pacific Coast are still.
You just posted on YouTube or on Twitter?
Excuse me. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no, that's 1 hour ago. That's the wrong one.
I did. I'm gonna post just the main link, the
Right.
live stream URL to my profile.
Okay.
And I posted to a couple DM groups. And let's see. Alrighty then. All right. That looks like it. There we go. Yeah, YouTube Analytics says this is the one of my peak times on Thursdays for traffic. Although at the same time, with the economy slowly reopening, some people might still be at work. 4:17 in the afternoon. Oh, all right. Okie doke. I think we got things going now.
Okay, yeah, somebody has liked it there. Okay. Well, we should probably get started then, and then as people drop in, or this will be up there for them to watch after it's live too, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So welcome. Sorry for the weird glitchy stuff early on.
At least now we've got the right links out there so people can catch it live as they come across.
For sure. So you're having a good day and everything, all things considered?
Yeah. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Cool. And you've been working on the book, right? I think you said previously, excuse me, the last time we met that you got about 5 pages done.
Yeah, I'm working on page 15 right now.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's coming along good. I was inking a really cool page today where our protagonists end up at the house where the whole thing's about to really take off. So they've brought them to the location where the CHENOO is going to hunt them, and it's coming out really great. I'm loving the snow effects that I'm capturing, and I think you'll really feel cold when you read it. So sit by a fire.
Yeah, if the artwork you've been showing thus far on the campaign is any indication, it is really coming through.
I'm having a ball with it too. I mean, when you're doing your own stuff for yourself, it's just so much more gratifying. I don't have to answer to anybody. If I want to go off in a direction I want to go off in on it, visually or thematically in the story, I go off on it, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's got to be freeing. Just a little background, back to your career again.
Mm-hmm.
In your earlier days, you got an opportunity to get in some entry-level positions in ad agencies. Now, what kind of work did you do for them? Did you do like thumbnails, concept art, storyboarding?
Oh, back then it was before Photoshop. It was paste up in mechanicals. You had to prepare everything to be shot by a camera for advertisements and stuff like that. So you had to print out copy and paste it down on a board, arrange it, get photostats of photographs, and arrange the ads. So that's what I started off doing, and then eventually, I did some spot illustrations and some storyboards for a commercial, that kind of stuff. But I hated it. It was a means to the end. It was a terrible business with some really questionable people in it.
Oh, goodness gracious. Did you find it, being in the advertising world, did you find yourself doing projects for products that were being advertised that you didn't yourself like or support?
No, most of the contracts at the agency I was at was local car dealerships and stuff like that, and some stuff for newspaper and magazine things. The products were pretty much irrelevant.
Okay.
Just like the job. I'd be doodling off to the side, writing down story ideas, and I even made some phone calls to Marvel and DC from the offices, trying to get into editors.
When whenever I work for IT companies, I like to draw on the side, and I used to think that one day I'd be a cartoonist or artist. But back when I was a kid, my parents kind of encouraged me to do something that, quote unquote, I could make a career of. So I pursued IT eventually after a segue to electronics technology. But anyway, in all the major companies I work for, they have this thing where in the fine print, they say anything that you create on business time, while you're scheduled for your shift and whatnot, belongs to the company. Were they really hard on people back then as well when you were in the ad industry, where if somebody caught you doodling your own ideas for something else, would they have the gall to go, that belongs to the ad agency now, right?
No.
Cool. In terms of creation of your art, do you actually spend a little time each day loosening up, doing general sketching, or do you literally just jump right in?
If I'm laying out a story, sometimes I have to do that. I got to loosen up a little bit because my layouts tend to be a little bit more prosaic at first, a little more boring and straight on, and I got to think of other ways of telling the same story visually in a more interesting way. So in that stage, in the beginning stage, sometimes I'll do some warm-up stuff or just erase layers that I've done and rework them. Once I've got it penciled and stuff, then it's just jump right in,
And when you do your pencils, as I recall from your time-lapse videos, you do rough sketches. You don't necessarily go ultra detailed where you map out where the skeletal frame is or the posture and whatnot. You actually kind of block it out, if I'm not mistaken. And do
when you first start out, you're doing thumbnails on there, blocking down shapes and forms, and then you just build on that, then because I'm doing it digitally, I could throw another layer over it and play with different kind of shadows and lighting sources and stuff without it ruining it. But I don't tend to pencil super tight for myself because I like to draw in the inks as well. It gives it a much more spontaneous and energetic feel to it than if I, did super tight pencils and like I was penciling for another inker to do,
Yeah, I notice when I draw, I have a tendency to draw dry, boring lines. It's all the same weight. And my art teacher used to comment that you got to vary the weight of your lines so it draws interest. So yeah, that really comes through in your work.
Thank you.
When you're, let's see, actually, let me do a quick jump over to, you've got a webcomic called Sunshine State.
Yes.
And you've been, excuse me, that's actually 10 years in the, actually it's on not on your YouTube channel, but on your website. What is your web address again? It's grahamnolan.com. Okay.
Or you can go, if you want to show that, go to sunshinestatecomics.com.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. So, and this has literally been ongoing for like over 10 years.
Yeah.
How did you get to doing this? I mean, is this like a labor of love? Another one of your own projects?
Yeah. I started it actually longer than 10 years ago in an effort to get it syndicated, in newspapers. And it just, the syndication business is just tanking. There's no money in that because there's no newspapers anymore. So I decided that I would turn it into a online strip. And I ended up getting it syndicated through Go Comics, which is I think, Universal Press syndicate. So it gets a lot of eyeballs over there at Go Comics. But for me, it was a labor of love because I grew up in Florida, and I came up with these ideas of these characters years and years ago. And there's sort of an amalgam of me and my friends growing up down there. So when I'm sitting here in a cold Buffalo winter, it's fun to draw, sunshine and warmth and that kind of stuff. And you can scroll back if you hit the last button or the next button. Let's see. No, previous. Hit previous. It'll take you back. Yeah, the boys are hard on me.
It's like a slave outfit.
So Blue Samurai Zero is asking me a question. How do I feel getting over the hump when I'm uninspired to draw, but the deadlines are coming? The answer is I usually will go back and look at the artists that, or if it's a writing block, writers that inspire me, and they have always inspired me, because that just gets the juices going, and usually that'll push me over the hump and get me going again.
Yeah, that's good advice. I was trying to do one of those things where you, like some artists, they recommend no matter what, draw something every day. And I was trying it, and I don't know if I just lack discipline, but I sometimes have trouble being consistent and committing to doing it, something every day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's proven a challenge. Getting that drive to push yourself to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like anything, if you want something, you have to have a plan, and you have to formulate a plan, and then you got to execute that plan. And if it's a goal to, whether it's to lose weight or to start a new career or to develop a skill, whatever it is, you can't just go in willy-nilly and wish and hope. That's magic stardust. You gotta come up with a plan, and you gotta execute the plan, and that's how you'll get success.
that cartoon of you is buff. He must work out.
I do.
Yeah, you can tell from your website. Excuse me. So you were actually interested in going into comic strips at one point, and did it start where you were excuse me, making physical submissions and sharing some of your work with newspapers, local newspapers?
No, not newspapers, syndicates.
Oh, syndicates. All right.
Yeah.
So
they send the strips to the newspapers.
But,
the syndication is a racket. They take 50% of everything and don't do anything for you. There was a day when syndicates were really good and really important because they the gatekeepers to the newspapers, and it was, you know, hundreds or thousands of newspapers that paid good money for comics. But those days are long gone. You know, you look at any local papers, comics, and they're shrunk down to the size of a postage stamp, you know. And if you ever look at an old newspaper, you know, 40s or 50s, you know, comics were gigantic.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, some of those Sunday comics, the printed comic was as big as the original artwork that we work in today, you know?
Yeah. So when you were working on Sunshine State, was it something you did in your spare time, or was it actually, like, were you pushing on that full time?
No, it was always spare time because I never made any money on it. You know, it's just a labor of love, and I'm eventually probably going to do a crowdfunding for a hardcover collection of the strips, and so I'll monetize it that way.
Good
Because
deal.
the strip has a lot of fans on Facebook and on Go Comics, and I figured it'd be nice to put out a nice hardcover book collecting it.
Oh yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. All right, so let's take a look at, get to the right window here. The CHENOO. Let's play the video here. Intro video.
Okay.
Good evening. Tonight's big story centers on the state of emergency declared this morning in Buffalo.
Between 4,000 and 5,000 cars said to be abandoned on city streets.
Buffalo is still very much a city under siege.
As wind whips the snow into 30-foot drifts.
One of the
Below tonight, 10 below zero. Get off the streets and highways as soon as possible.
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it sounded like there was a like.
Oh yeah, it's the creature walking through the snow, or the crunch of the snow.
Yeah, I only just noticed it this time around. Yeah, that's a nice addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Let's refresh that so it's got that cover on there. So some great news. You added a new perk.
Yeah, here we go.
CHENOO two-sided snow globe.
Here it is.
Let me switch over there. I mean, it's definitely a perfect match. I mean, when you were first putting together this campaign, did you know right off that you were going to make a snow globe?
No, it came to me later on.
That's
You
a
know,
neat idea.
I'm trying to think of different and interesting perks and different directions to go that nobody else has gone before, and it just hit me out of the blue. You know, it's like a snow globe. So then I had to try and find some that I could get and you know, put the pictures in and stuff. So that all worked out. So
Nice.
yeah.
So is it a plastic dome?
Yeah.
All right. And then the base is where you sign it, right?
Yes. You can.
Welcome, Pale Rider. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah. What up? That's a lot of powder to snort in that trailer.
Well, it'll give you brain freeze if you snort that powder.
For sure. Oh, the CHENOO ice cream pops. Aha. So we've got snow globes. You got the cover of the CHENOO on one side,
Right.
and then the Virgin
The variant cover on the other side without the trade dress.
All right.
Ooh.
And this is where the signature is down on the bottom here.
Yeah, I found it on the front.
All right.
Gold point pin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it does look gold. Cool. And this was also a neat addition here. An 11 by 17 inch print featuring the Sunshine State, gang shilling the CHENOO. That's pretty cute.
The boys are shilling, or they don't want to shill for me.
They've got no choice. Product placement. That's pretty cool. I like that. And it's, of course, unique to this campaign because you created that as well. So the sketch cover that's part of the campaign is a 3/4 bust sketch cover.
Mm-hmm.
Character of your choice. And please tell me what a 3/4 bust is, because I'm not sure I know myself.
That's the upper body down to the belt line.
Oh, down to the belt line. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Does that typically include arms, or is it without the arms?
Oh, it usually has the arms.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, well, like this. Duh.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello. All right, here's the main cover.
Right.
Lots of powder. And you actually have a time-lapse video showing how you created this too, which is nice. Splattering in blood and everything. Did it take many revisions to come up with the final design of the CHENOO itself?
No, it was a one and done. The first sketch of the character that I ever did is actually a perk level. You can own the first original drawing that I ever did for it, and that's what I based everything off of. I just, I had it in my head what I wanted it to look like and nailed it.
Fantastic. Pale Rider says, is there a poster of that house that Ethan is in love with?
The house is on the variant cover that he's talking about. If you keep sliding down a little bit, you see the variant cover. There we go. That's the house that Ethan talks about. He loves that drawing of that house.
Well, it's so warm and inviting. You just want to go and hang out there.
Right?
Grab some dinner, get some supper.
That's exactly what the CHENOO is going to do.
Yeah.
Warm and inviting. He's going over there to grab some dinner.
People Circus, welcome. Yo.
Yo.
Good to be here. Blue Samurai Zero says that variant cover is killer. Backed for it, but weeks ago.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, sir.
And Pale Rider was helping out 3/4 to right above the naughty parts.
He's not wrong.
People Circus, I need to do some CHENOO fan art. Looks
Do
like
it. I love when people do fan art.
Yeah, fan art's awesome. I love that stuff. Hello.
Statistical Zero, if you know him on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
he has a cartoon strip that he does. I think he was one of the first guys to do a fan art of the CHENOO.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Statistical is pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Indeed. Yeah, and in one of your this covers also in one of your time-lapse videos, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I like that trick you guys used to doing houses nowadays.
At least I do it that way. I mean, I can find the reference for mechanical things or architectural things, and it's in the right perspective, it's perfect, you know.
Yeah.
To not have to sit and draw it, you know, I can just, you know, take the image and then trace over it so that all proportions are correct. And
Yep.
you know,
For sure.
you know, that didn't have any snow on it. I had to extrapolate the snow and you know, change some things. But yeah, just another tool.
Pale Rider says, I can't remember if you ever said, is this a one-shot or a series?
One shot. Yep.
Yeah. If I remember in the last stream, you wanted to do some projects where they're standalone stories. And then
That's correct. Yeah.
You might explore like short anthology series.
Yeah, you know, with Compass Comics, I want to just explore, you know, a bunch of one-off stories that are really cool, and maybe I'll collect them all together. But they're going to be of various genres. I'm debating on my next one. I've got two projects that I'm debating on. You know, which one to launch next, and then there's a third one after that, which would be the third one. But yeah, so I've got quite a few in the pipeline now that the CHENOO has been as successful as it is. So I'm real excited about telling these different stories. And the cool thing about doing one-shots too is that the story's self-contained. You walk away with it satisfied. It has an ending, whether you like the ending or not, you know, but it does have an ending.
Mm-hmm.
And as an artist, it keeps you interested in it. You know, so that, you know, like you'll see a lot of series where it starts off gangbusters, you know, and that first issue looks great. But, you know, by the time they get to issue 4, you know, you can see their interest is waning because they're, you know, they're still drawing the same characters and all that kind of stuff. And it you know, I think it shows. But doing these kind of stories that I really enjoy, I'm at 11 the whole ride through, you know.
Fantastic. Yeah. People Circus says, Sad is a good deal. I'll get my paints out on the weekend.
Oh, excellent.
Fantastic. Yeah. Pale Rider responds cool with response to your answer on the one shot.
Oh, okay. Good.
People says, I like this kind of thing since I saw Snow Beast as a kid.
What's that? Is that a movie?
Yeah, I don't recognize that, people. Tell us a little more if you don't mind. I know you're still promoting the CHENOO. Is it too early to be like giving clues as to what some of your future projects are going to kind of be about? Like what kind of genre?
Yeah, I could talk about that. The two that I'm debating on, one is has a science fiction backdrop to it, but the story is really a relationship story between a father and son that are brought together because of an alien invasion. Their relationship is brought back together because of an alien invasion. And then the other one is a satirical one about the comic book industry.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm debating. I don't know which one to go with yet. I have to sleep on it.
Yeah.
I love them both.
Whichever you go with first is fine by me because I like both ideas.
Cool.
Pale Rider says, is it a possibility of a similar one where it's just a balding large creature that breaks in your house and eats your pies?
Are we speaking of experience, Pale Rider? Or are you referring to me breaking into my own house?
I think that was an EBS reference.
Oh, yes, has hair.
Well, you know,
Not a lot of hair, but he's got hair.
It's either hair or wigs.
Oh, that too.
People says it's a crap old film, but scared me to death.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
On Facebook, every October 1st, I do a 31 Days of Monsters. And I post a different monster every day for 31 days, right up to Halloween.
Ooh.
I'm always looking for new monsters that I haven't explored before. So I'll have to look that one up and see what the images looks like.
Yeah, Snow Beast. All right. A crap old film.
Can't be that old. I didn't hear about it, and I know all the old movies. So
uh,
I'll look it up.
and while you're doing that, I'm gonna browse through some of the artwork and the interiors.
Well, there's one from 1977. That's got to be the one he's talking about, Snow Beast. Bo Svensson, Yvette Mimieux, Robert Logan.
Does it ring any bells? What was that?
Clint Walker's in it. Ah, look at that Snow Beast. Oh, man. That's bad. Yeah, that's definitely making it into my 31 Days of Monsters. It's definitely making it.
Oh my gosh! Oh man! Oh,
I can almost smell the rubber.
yeah. I really enjoyed the Wampa from Star Wars, though. I gotta say.
Yeah.
In terms of snow beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's between that Star Wars Snow Beast and the Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Those were probably the biggest influences on my design of the CHENOO. There he is down there. You got him.
Oh, all right. Oh. There we go. Yeah, he's a good one.
Scared the piss out of me when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, same. It's funny reflecting on things that used to scare you when you were younger.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm drawing people with their heads getting torn off.
Natural progression.
I guess so.
Yeah, Pale Rider says, yeah, just messing with Ethan. Love the Sunshine Man. Yeah. Classic. Yeah, so you get a good taste of the snow, the vast tundras.
Yeah, that's frozen Lake Erie right there.
Ah.
In the winter, a lot of guys will go out there and ice fish. I'm not one of them. I like to fish in the hot weather.
Gotcha. I mean, it might be something I might try once.
Yeah.
If I have some experienced people to go with. But I can't see it being something appealing to me for long term.
No, there's a lot of work. You got to haul that shit out there. Bless you.
Thank you.
Get all that stuff out there and haul it back, and it's cold, and
Yeah, I mean, don't they typically use like a power drill to drill a hole in it, and then they use a saw?
Yeah, there's an ice auger that they have that'll just cut right down in.
Ah. Yeah.
There's the first drawing of the CHENOO right there.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it was like a one and done.
Yeah.
Get out the very first time, design wise.
Yeah. They even nailed the talons, the kind of like raptor claws.
Yeah.
So.
Blue Samurai Zero says, I had to pause behind a little. Professor Geek and his crew are into doing 31-day stuff for October. You guys should get together.
I don't know who those guys are, but yeah, I've been doing it for almost 10 years now, every Halloween.
Oh my gosh. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Do you like a Snakes on a Train version? CHENOO's on a Train. The
Chat.
CHENOO.
Making a play on words for the Chattanooga Choo Choo, I think.
Yes, exactly.
Chattanooga Choo Choo.
It looks like it has the Thing or 30 Days of Night vibe.
I've heard that. People have made that comparison before. I think the Thing part is natural because it takes place in the snow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same with 30 Days a Night. That takes place in Barrow, Alaska. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
The cold and snow is a really cool backdrop for horror. You know, because there's really no place to go.
Mm.
You know, it's not like, you can take off running in the woods and maybe you can come to a road and get away. In the snow, you can't run because it's so thick. It slows you down and it's freezing cold. So if you're stuck out there, you could die from exposure. I think it's a really great setting for some cool horror.
Yeah, it is.
I kick myself in the head every time I see 30 Days a Night and why I didn't think of that. It's right there in front of your face. It's like vampires, where they're going to go to a place that it's night for 30 days. I mean, for God's sake, how the hell did I not think of that?
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, Stephen Isles was like, I could kill that guy. That's such a great idea.
Yeah, so people loves horror, says it looks great. It means isolation, great setting.
Yeah, absolutely. Isolation and claustrophobia.
Yeah. The Shining had it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, speaking of horror-related stuff, People actually has a book of his own called The Phantom, Volume 1. It's an art book, and it's pretty cool. Had to back that too.
Cool.
Just a side chill.
Why not?
Pale Rider says, coolest thing I did for Halloween is I helped design the first haunted house on a U.S. base in Germany that the locals were invited to in Baumholder, Germany. Ooh.
Cool. Germany's a cool country.
Welcome, Stefani. Hello.
Hello, Stefani.
Stefani's a good artist.
Ah, excellent.
All right. So we got this awesome setup in the snow.
See the CHENOO and the glasses there? That looks neat.
Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Your campaign had like a tier or two, right, where people can back the book and be one of the people killed in the story, right?
Yeah, there were 2 slots available, and that gentleman laying on the ground there bleeding out was one of them. and the next one, who's in these pages, that guy right there, is his father.
Yeah.
And father and son from Buffalo that bought that got that perk.
That's such a kick.
I was really glad there were a couple Buffalo guys too. So, and in fact, the first guy that died on the ice there, he was born during the blizzard of '77.
You don't say.
Yeah, he told me that. He says, I was born during the blizzard of '77. And the 8-page extra feature, which will be in the back of the book, is about the CHENOO in the 1977 blizzard too.
Ah. Oh, jeez. Oh man.
I promised him a glorious death.
Oh man.
It's nasty looking, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
The strips of skin and stuff.
These guys must be loving it. Yeah, you did them proud. Let me see. Hello, guys. People says very cinematic. Nice.
Thank you. I thought of this as a movie. You know, when I wrote this thing, I said my thought was this would make a really cool movie. So I'm trying to approach it visually that way. You know, that maybe somebody will see it and think of it as storyboards and, you know, be interested in turning it into a film.
Yeah. And then we've got this cool bookmark where the CHENOO reminds you where you left off.
Right? Yeah, everybody gets one of those because we hit all the stretch goals. So you get the bookmark, you get the extra pages. We're doing a embossed foil stamp on both covers.
Nice.
They get a trading card. Their names listed in the book, and there's something else too. There's the trading card.
On the back of the, is there anything on the back of the bookmark like your website or company mix?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then, yeah, the collectible trading card, the cool sticker.
Mm-hmm. I love that sticker.
How big is the sticker?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
And I have to look at the guys that are printing it and see what size they need.
Peeking through the window.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
That's horrifying, I think. I think that's really terrifying.
Yeah. You don't want that outside your house. The poster. Now, is this one of those fold-up posters or like
yes,
a larger one? All right.
Yeah, it's a fold-up poster, so it'll fit right into the bag with the comic.
All righty. Meat. It's what's for dinner.
And that's a takeoff on the old beef. It's what's for dinner advertising campaign back in the 90s.
Yeah, for sure. I like this side portrait.
There's our hero,
Paul Jackson.
Buffalo Cop.
But he's not the same as the guy who gets slaughtered. No, that was
no.
Truck driver. All right.
No.
That was the truck driver.
Yeah, the plow driver.
Yeah, plow. Original art levels. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. You're offering up all this extra goodness. Bane art.
I don't sell my originals, so I'm putting, when I do my campaigns, I'll have original art levels for fans that have been trying to get art of mine that's just not available from me. Inkers of mine have sold stuff, but I don't sell the stuff, and I've got quite a lot of good stuff. So I thought, this is a great way to boost the campaign, and also, be able to get artwork in the hands of fans that are really looking for it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but are you considered Bane's co-creator, or did you create him yourself?
Co-creator, yeah, Chuck Dixon and I.
All right.
Yeah, and that page there is written by Chuck, inked by me, and then or drawn by me, and then inked by Tom Palmer.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool.
What are your thoughts on Bane's portrayal in the Batman movies?
They stink. I don't like them.
Even the Christopher Nolan version?
No.
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 Yeah, I couldn't stand the one in Batman and Robin.
At least he looked like Bane. I could look at him and say, "Hey, that's Bane." You know, the Christopher Nolan one, I was like, "Who's this guy?" You know.
Yeah.
You know. And then they portrayed him as a smart guy, and then again we find out at the end he's just a patsy for Talia. He wasn't the great tactician that we thought he was. You know.
True. Yeah. One of the when I was collecting comics, I didn't really spend a lot of time on the major brands because at the time I had this false idea that if a comic book's already at like on issue 200, then it's almost too late to get in on it. Whereas nowadays I'm of the mindset that, you know, it's never too late. Start wherever you want.
Yeah, they're going to change it in about 6 months anyway. So
yeah, that's true too. And then, you know, if you like it enough, you can become a completionist and then focus on picking up all the back issues that you missed out on, and until you eventually have the whole collection. Yeah, so I didn't know a whole lot about Bane at the time, and you know, around the time Batman and Robin came out, you know, I would watch and read reviews about how Bane's supposed to be much, you know, very tactical and everything. So I was kind of more impressed by the Nolan version, but but apparently that even missed the mark too.
yeah,
But, and like you said, he was a patsy for Talia al Ghul.
right.
It was unfortunate because he's supposed to be like, you know, standalone, very.
He's as smart as Batman. You know, he's in that actual that series right there, Bane of the Demon. We had a scene because it's about Ra's al Ghul and Talia and Bane, and in that series we had a sequence where Bane was playing chess with like 20 different games at the same time with Ra's al Ghul. You know, so that's how far he can think ahead. You know.
Wow. Holy moly. Let me catch up on chat. Justin McClure says, "Hey, fellas. Welcome, Justin. People would watch it 100%.
He's talking about the CHENOO movie.
Yeah, for sure. Pale Riders inquiring about stretch goals.
Possibly. We'll see. You know, there's a lot of we've hit a lot of stretch goals. Maybe if the campaign gets active again, you know, I'm not pushing the heck out of it like I was when it was live, because I got to get the work done. So so I'm doing a lot of drawing. But you know, if as I put different perks up, if it kicks in, you know, and people are you know, get hot on the campaign again, then I'll consider adding you know, another perk to it or another stretch goal.
Nice. Yeah. So,
I mean, as it is right now, there might be another stretch goal, and that would be a what's called perfect binding on it, because it's now 64 pages. The book started out as 48, then it went to 56 with added content, and now with I've got to list all the backers and everything, and you have to do it in sheets of 4. So I've bumped it up to 64 pages. So I have plenty of room to work in. But at that page count, if you saddle stitch it, which is your normal comic book stapling, it could get a little warpy, you know, a little rounded, you know, it depends on the size of the paper that you use. So that's something we're in discussion with right now with the printers and stuff. So it might be what's called a perfect bound, and that's where it's a square bound comic that's glued instead of stapled. The same way Vengeance of Bane was. That was a 64-page square bound also.
That would be cool.
This one will have, obviously the cardstock cover that's foil stamped and embossed. So it's going to look really, really sharp.
Oh, heck yeah. I remember that blizzard. We were in Ohio and I was very tiny. The creepy talon fingers, it's intrusive at a creepy level looking through a window.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he's lit only by the light within the house, and all of a sudden the shape comes in front of your window lit by your own light. I mean, that would be scary as shit.
Yeah, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
Where on earth are we going to run in this house?
Right. Exactly.
Everybody. And then once the second floor of the attic is not an option, then what do you do?
Right.
Use a fireplace poker. Bane. Wow, you must have quite a collection
of art. Yeah. I stopped selling about 20 years ago. Because I had gotten rid of a lot of stuff early on, covers I would sell for, $250. And then years later, I see them up at Heritage, for like $6,000.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
Well, now that you have a better feel for what the value of your work is, have you considered taking those pieces and putting them up for sale at the, a more appropriate price?
No, I don't. I don't want to do that just yet. It might be a legacy that'll leave my kids, or it could fund my retirement maybe, if the market still is strong and, there's no retirement in comics. So
right.
It might be something I might just hold on to and let key pieces go off slowly, later on, And I've been offered as much as $40,000 for a Vengeance of Bane page. So
nice.
Yeah. I didn't sell it either. No. So
wow. Yeah, keep that stuff protected.
Yeah, really.
Put it under several locks and thumbprint scanner and optical scanner and invisible lasers.
I have a water-cooled machine gun in front of it, and you just trigger it and then
that sounds like a perfect setup. Yeah, that's something that I never hear people really talk about. In the comic book industry, you really don't have any kind of 401k or pension or anything like that. So does that also mean that you literally are responsible for getting your own health care?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's literally like an independent game. It's all about.
You are. You're a complete independent.
You're like a 1099?
I'm an S corp.
An S corp.
Yeah, it's a corporation. And I'm the
S
that corporation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking ESCORT.
Oh no, S-CORP.
Yeah. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's important. If you have to go without, and then you go without, cable or whatever. But it's important to have health care and to make sure you and your family are covered with that. There's just so many artists that are just poor businessmen and they don't they don't think of the future. You should start a 401k too. You should, all those things. You should have investments, and because this is the kind of business when you work for the big two. Eventually they're going to shit can you to the road. When you're no longer of value to them, or there's editorial shifts or something like that. So you have to plan for your future. And one of the great things about crowdfunding now too, and with the internet and all of that, is that you don't have to work for the big two anymore. If you've got a great idea, push it, sell it, own it. All of that. If you're trying to push an agenda and nobody buys it, well, then you got to own that too. Know your audience,
Yeah. If nobody buys your product, then you got to work on your product.
Right.
There's got to be a reason why they don't like it.
Dig a little deeper and figure out, what your audience is looking for from you.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy to find out. You just ask.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of it is just, are you willing to listen?
Right.
People says, I animated Bane on the Lego Batman 2 game.
Oh, cool.
That is neat. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like Bane in the Lego movies. And I liked him in the animated series, the original animated series.
Yeah, it seems like, based on everything I've heard, I haven't watched a lot of episodes of it, but I'd like to. The Batman the animated series gets a lot of good praise. A lot of it's said by a lot of people that they nail the characters right.
Oh, absolutely, they nail it.
And let's see here. What's any questions in the chat?
Throw out your questions, peeps.
And then we got this. Now, why does it say at the top of in the border of the page blue lines? Is that to notify the colors or whatever that they have to erase the blue lines before they proceed?
No, blue lines are non-repro, so they won't photograph.
Oh,
the way they were coloring those covers back then is that they again, this is pre-Photoshop. What they would do is they would convert that into a blue line, and then also a black plate as an overlay, and then the colorist would actually paint on the blue line, so that he could get different tones and colors, so it had a painted feel. And then the black overlay would come down, so that would be your black lines. And so when they photographed it, the blue lines would drop out, the black would be over it, and then you'd have the painted color.
Oh, wow. All right. Behind the scenes. Then we've got Batman 1, Death Engine.
Yeah, that's the second appearance of Gearhead, kind of a bionic type character that Chuck and I created. More machine than man.
All right.
And that's a cool splash page ink by Klaus Janson. Of the Dark Knight fame and Daredevil. One of the best inkers in the business.
Right on.
Oh, and that's back in the day, there was a magazine called Amazing Heroes. And every year they did a swimsuit issue. And, they'd solicit from pros to do a pinup for it. And so at the time I was working on the Atom, on Power of the Atom, 1989 there. So I did the Adam and his girlfriend. I did a Tarzan one. I did a Doc Savage one. I did this one.
Nice.
I remember all the ones.
Do you have the original still of the other pieces?
Yeah. I might. I might.
What would happen if Bane becomes the CHENOO?
I don't know if I want to know.
The Banu.
The Banu.
No, cool info. We'll have to try that. Oh my gosh. So then you break out the story further. Would you share with the audience the story behind the CHENOO?
Sure. You mean the plot or how I came up with the idea?
Both.
Okay. Well, the idea came to me as I was driving along the Lake Erie shoreline, and in the winter, and there was a storm coming in. It was dark and kind of foreboding, and the ice was frozen and stuff like that. And that's where I got the idea of using that setting for a horror tale. So I went into the city. I stopped off at a coffee shop, and I wanted to do a monster story because I don't like slasher films or stories. They're too close to reality, but I do love a good monster. So I got online and I started looking for like snow monsters, that type of thing, to see if there was anything in any type of lore that I could steal. So I came across a creature called the CHENOO from Native American lore. I believe it's a northeastern tribe, over near New England that believed in the CHENOO. And the character was once a man who scarred his soul, and it was usually through cannibalism. And it changed him into this frozen creature that was denied the warmth of humanity. And so he would seek to eat the hearts of men in a failed attempt to reclaim the warmth that he would never know. So I found that, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, So I bastardized it a bit and stole things and added my own myth to it and stuff like that. And that's how I came up with the idea of the creature to use for the story. Then the story itself sort of wrote itself because with that background of the creature, he needs to hunt people. And I always like siege stories, people under siege, going back to Zulu, with Michael Caine, men surrounded by something, and they're under siege. And so, it was just a question of, getting the characters together in this house with the CHENOO trying to hunt them, and introducing the creature itself ahead of time, like you saw in those pages, sort of announcing what this thing is like and what it does. And then, like I said, it just kind of wrote itself from that point. Once I had the people in there, I knew where I wanted to go with it. And so I got this terrifying story in the blizzard of the century. People can't go out, and they wouldn't even if they could, because the creature's out there waiting for them. So that is how I came up with it.
All right. We touched on this earlier, but Blue Samurai is asking, what's after the CHENOO for you, Graham? Give us some hints.
Well, I've got two tales that I'm debating on right now. Which one I'm going to launch next? One, I'll just tell you the basic ideas is that One is a science fiction tale, but the science fiction aspect is really just a backdrop to it, because it's really a tale of a relationship between a father and a son on a Texas ranch, that they're brought together by a war brought on by alien invasion, and it takes place in 1959 when Sputnik, was new, and the space race was just starting, and we were just entering space, and something came here, and this father and son saves the world. And basically the story is the son today is an old man telling about the day in 1959 when he and his dad saved the world. So I really, really like that story. And then the other one is a satire of the comic book industry, sort of what it's like even if you're a Jack Kirby. And it's sort of about a ne'er-do-well comic book artist trying to break in, and he doesn't have this talent or skills, and then he steals something to give him those skills, and he finds out that it's still not quite enough. So I can't tell too much about that one because I have to check on some legal things about it, because it is satire, and the people I'm going to use are going to be recognizable, even if I change their names. I just got to make sure I can do it without getting in trouble. So.
Right on. What compels you to tell stories? How did that start in your life?
That's a good question. I really don't know. It was just sort of innate with me. Even when I was younger and I first started reading, but you know what? Let me backtrack. It probably came from my love of movies. I love a good movie, and I love a good story being told to me. My dad was a great storyteller, an Irish cop that could, really spin a tale. A lot of them were true, but the way he would tell them was so interesting. And I think I got some of the Blarney genes from him. But the thing is, I started drawing, but I was also writing at the same time. And because of the kind of business we're in, where it's sort of like a assembly line, you kind of have to pick and choose, at least back in the day, what you wanted to focus on, or maybe what you were better at. But I've always considered myself a writer that draws and not an artist that writes, because for me it was always about the story first. It was telling the tale, and telling it visually and telling it dramatically, and so.
Awesome. I don't quite know what the reference is, but Spring-Heeled Jack would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like an early Batman. Matt Cisco, welcome. Can't wait for the CHENOO.
Oh, thanks, Matt. I highly approve of your avatar.
Yeah. Blue Samurai says, I was late to the stream. No problem. It's all good.
Welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Assault on Precinct 13 and stuff like that. The Thing, etc. There's a cool UK film like that under siege theme called Salvage from 2009. Liverpool suburban horror.
Interesting. That's cool.
Nice.
There's an Irish film too called Siege at Jadetville, about these Irish soldiers that have to hold off these mercenaries in 1960s South Africa, I think it is, and they're part of the UN delegation there, and it's based on a true story, and it's an excellent movie. It's on Netflix, I think. Siege at Jadetville.
Siege at Jadetville. Right on. So in terms of excuse me, In terms of the stretch goals, basically everything on this particular list is unlocked now.
Yep.
So every supporter's name is in the book.
That reminds me, I got to change that. Yeah, the variant cover's unlocked also.
Yeah. Excuse me. And then, are you going, when you say every supporter's name, are you going based on how they chose to have it displayed on Indiegogo when they backed?
Yeah, whatever name is listed in the paperwork that comes through.
All right.
Is what's going to be used.
And not just any trading card, but a super cool collectible trading card. We had a CHENOO bookmark that we talked earlier as well. Added story content, the CHENOO and the Blizzard of 77.
Yeah, that's going to be this 8-page tale, and I told my wife the story, and she looks at me and she's like, "Oh my God, you can't do that. You can't tell that." I said, "Oh, now I'm definitely doing it. Now I know I hit it right out of the park." So that little 8-page story its ending is not only terrifying, but it's heartbreaking. She was pretty mad at me.
You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah. Oh no, you can't do that. I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm gonna do that now.
Out of curiosity, when you put together one of your projects, do you sometimes run it by your wife to be like an editor or second pair of eyes?
No, not in an. She reads all my Sunshine State stuff, and she is an editor on that. You know, checks my spelling and stuff like that. Because sometimes when you're typing it or putting the copy in and all that kind of stuff, you know, you don't see the forest for the trees. So she does that. These type of projects, I'll run the ideas by her. You know, what do you think of this concept? You know, but not the actual, you know, editorial reading of it and checking for syntax and, you know, all the other nonsense. So no.
Matt Sisko says, "Dude, I was hooked when I first saw it."
Nice.
Kev Pot, welcome. Damn, just got here. Good to have you here.
Nice.
Liverpool is a suburban horror. With Bane and CHENOO, I see a darker pattern to the themes. Also, maybe a gray area between good and evil. What are your thoughts on the black and white or gray aspects of evil and human?
That's a great question. I don't think that I don't think there's very few instances, let me just say that, where it's cut and dried black and white. You know, I think the world's a complex place, and there's certainly areas and shades of gray, but in the case of the CHENOO and in monster things, I don't like shades of gray. You know, I don't need to know the motivation for the shark in Jaws, or for that matter, I don't need to know the background of Dracula. I don't want to know that Dracula was a decorated, general who made a deal with the devil to save his wife or his lover or whatever and became, this vampire. I don't need that. I just want to know that, as Bram Stoker wrote him, he was a horrible creature, of an undead creature that preyed upon humanity. Because, I don't want to feel compassion for him. I want to feel compassion for the humans that are trying to destroy this thing. And so that's the kind of approach I took here with the CHENOO too. I'll give a little bit of background, like I talked about, like what was this creature? I'll have the people talking about it, what they have heard and all that kind of stuff. But there's not going to be a flashback of the guy, eating somebody and turning into the CHENOO or anything like that. It's just enough to know that he's there, and to know that this is what he does. He's a horrible creature, and so there you go.
Right on. Now, welcome, Sense Artist Deanne. Hail the chat. Hail Graham Nolan.
Hey, brother. Welcome.
Let's see, who else do we have? People, a lot of hellos and hails. People says, great point. Kev Pot says, or asks, was there ever a story Graham was never allowed to tell?
Plenty of real life stories I won't tell. Usually involved copious amounts of alcohol and my buddies. But no, I mean, when you're working in corporate comics, there's plenty of stories you can't tell. But now that I'm off on my own, I don't think there's anything that's off limits. If I think it's interesting, I know other people will think it's interesting. So yeah, sky's the limit. It has to interest me first. If I'm interested in it, then I think there'll be other people that are interested too.
That tells me the CHENOO goes all out, proper horror. Cool.
Oh yeah, this is a straight up horror tale. I like those kind. I don't want sparkly vampires and that kind of nonsense.
You don't want another storyline with a romance?
Yeah. He meets a Shenette. CHENOO and Shenette, walking hand in hand on Lake Erie in the ice.
Oh my gosh. With a soundtrack by Celine Dion. The Squish Show says, no compassion for the CHENOO, just Tor.
What's that? Oh, that's.
Hey, welcome, Wally. Hail the chat.
Hail the chat. Yeah, I like the way you roll.
Hail the mighty Nolan. Hey, welcome, Xevious. Hey, nerds, looking sparkly today.
Bastard.
Kev Pot says, awesome. I love stories where there's a real evil bad guy with no tragic backstory. I don't need to know that Leatherface was never breastfed and wasn't picked up for the football team.
Poor Leatherface. He didn't play football.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, it's like when they do that, it's like they're trying to make them anti-heroes.
What they make it is anti-interesting.
Yeah.
That's what they make it.
You know it. Sorry, meant for that to say gore instead of Tor.
Oh. Well, when you tear, there's gore too. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Just look at that guy's head.
The CHENOO new rules. All right, so let's see. Added backstory content, free digital copy of the CHENOO.
Right.
You've got a main cover foil stamp, which you mentioned earlier, as well as a variant cover foil stamp. Those have all been unlocked.
Yeah, it's all been unlocked. I just need to switch that up.
Yep. Yeah. And we're slowly working our way towards 70,000.
Yeah.
Campaign, which is pretty cool. And
all you guys get out there and let's get this to 70 tonight.
Absolutely.
I'm putting it on you now. I'm putting it on you.
Let's do it.
And you and you.
And you.
I see you.
Compass Comics. So Compass Comics is your own company, right?
Correct. Yes.
And your focus, I presume, is to put out good comics?
Nope. My focus is put out Did you say good comics?
Yeah.
No, it's to put out great comics.
Great comics, all right. It's corrected.
Yeah, I want to tell stories that nobody else is telling.
Do you anticipate expanding further into like doing additional webcomic properties, or are you gonna, like, as far as webcomics go, stick solely to Sunshine State?
No, just Sunshine State. That end is fulfilling enough, but as I said, it's not profitable. It doesn't. I don't earn any money on it. I work on a Sunshine State every Saturday, so every Saturday I'm spending my morning creating a new Sunshine State comic, and there's no profit in it. There's no money in it. So it's strictly a labor of love. But Compass Comics is a business, and I want to. That's where I want to, create content and stories that will monetize, that people will buy because they're interested in it. And the Monster Island was my first one that I did under the Compass Comics banner. And now the CHENOO is the first one that I've crowdfunded on my own. And it's been successful. So I think that there's I'm building my mailing list and my backer list. And I'm hoping that if they're happy with this product and particularly the customer service that I'm giving them, that they'll come back and give the next one a try. What I've found because I've backed a lot of projects because I want, skin in this game, that, I've forgotten some of these projects that I've backed. And it's been a year or two, and I haven't had any updates or anything else like that, so those kind of bad actors in this process here, I think, kind of hurt it for other people. So what I decided to do straight out was that I promised my backers that they would get an update every single week. So any of you guys who have backed it, that I send updates out every Monday. And I list you what I accomplished that week, how many pages are done, what our page count is at. And as we get closer to, sending it out to the letterer or getting the files ready, all that stuff is going to be out there every single week. So you'll know that your money has not just been frittered away or thrown away, that I respect it and I honor it, and that I'm going to make sure when this thing is coming out, and you'll follow it every step of the way. And I also send images of pages to them, to the backers, so they get first look at stuff. And so I really like the relationship, and that's a big thing for me, and I want to foster that.
Absolutely. So no sparkly vampires, but doesn't the snow sparkle on his fur?
Well, he's got a lot of blood on his fur, so that kind of tamps it down, I think.
Good point. Wooly says the Teddy Bogle Man would love to team up with a CHENOO to tear some souls apart. That'd be a trip.
Crossover.
Yeah, absolutely. Given an excuse for evil behavior, it takes away from the fear of random violence or death for no reason, like a fear of nature itself. Like we're better than that, better than Mother Nature evolved. Can be stripped away at any time.
Oh, no doubt about that. Every time we think that we're in charge, something happens to remind us of how small we are. I just read a book called The Last Train to Paradise, and it is about Henry Flagler and his desire to create a train line to Key West, so that Key West at one time was the largest city in Florida, and it was also the southernmost city in the country, and it was going to be a trade route going through there to the Panama Canal, but they were waiting for the Panama Canal to get built. So it was an investment for him, and he had to overcome all kinds of different engineering feats to make this thing go over the ocean. You know, they had to build a 7-mile bridge over the water, among other things. And then 1935 rolls around, and the biggest hurricane to ever hit the United States hits a Matacumba Key and wipes out everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Over 200 miles an hour, sustained winds.
Dang.
Yeah.
Cow. Monster Island was great fun. I still have to finish reading the return book.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for getting that.
CHENOO doesn't care about who you voted for or how much money you have or how popular you are.
He just cares about, do you taste good?
Exactly. The CHENOO doesn't care. The CHENOO doesn't care about for whom we vote because it doesn't change the flavor when he eats us.
See, great minds think alike.
Yeah, maybe a little. Refresh. Just got my copy. 1242.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet. Oh, real quick. Does the CHENOO prefer vegans or are they too tough to chew?
No, vegans are soft.
Soft
all over.
They're not fibrous at all.
They taste like crap.
Oh man. All right, so we're at 68,352 with 1170 backers.
All right, 35217.
And we're at 68,397.
All right.
171 backers. Right on.
That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
Less than $1,700 to get us over to 70,000.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I taste.
Somebody should pick up that first drawing of the CHENOO because I might end up taking that down.
Oh, wow. I taste of beer and weed.
Right on.
Sweet. Oh man,
that's
good
fun.
stuff. Let me see here. I think I get to the bottom of this one. Yeah, we went over those, and then
yeah, we did the art.
stretch goals, funding, you make an impact, Compass Comics, risks and challenges. Yeah, I mean, if you can't afford to back it, please advertise it, share it with your family and friends.
You know, if you get one of the books, you know, for $25, you're getting a 64-page book with a cardstock cover that's been embossed and foil stamped. You're getting the sticker. You're getting the bookmark. You're getting the digital copy. You're getting what else am I missing here for the stretch goals? I feel like there's something else. Can you keep scrolling down?
Oh yeah.
Keep going. So you're getting all of that. And the increased page content to 64 pages. You know, for $25, that's a great deal. Oh, and all the books are signed too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So you know,
so cool.
That's it. That's at no extra cost right there.
Squish Show was asking, can we get an 11x17 art edition of CHENOO?
Well, since the CHENOO is done digitally, I don't know what the 11x17 would. You know, it's not like the art editions like we did of Monster Island where you can scan original art and you can see the pencil lines and you can see the whiteout and all that kind of cool stuff that I like about the artist editions. But if there's enough interest in a large size version, like a large size hardcover or something like that, I would certainly consider that as a separate campaign.
Oh, what a trip! When you have a completed piece digitally, do you still have the ability to like rewind the clock and access all the layers that contributed to the finished piece?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I do all that stuff on different layers. So I'll do backgrounds on another layer or a specific background, like the snow effects. I put those on separate backgrounds and adjust the blur on them and stuff like that. And then on the final file, then it's all compressed. But I still have the original file that has all the layers. I keep one of those as well.
Zevius asks, the art is lovely, man. Are the particles, snow, etc. Procreate?
Yes, everything is done in Procreate. The whole book has been done in Procreate. The only thing that I do in Photoshop is the borders, because Procreate still doesn't have a good way to do that. So I import it into or export it into Photoshop, put the borders on, and then format it into the template.
Let me see. So looking at the perks, excuse me, we've got signed comic book level 2. Is it called level 2 because you previously had a level 1?
Well, I call it level 2 to separate it from just getting the comic itself. So level 2 gets you the comic and a poster.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So you get the signed comic, you get the character sticker of him looking through the window, and then the poster.
Nice. And if I remember, the poster is like 11 by 17?
Yes.
All right. And folded in half.
Oh, wait, no, it's not 11 by 17. It's shoot, I forget
Slightly smaller.
Yeah, it's slightly smaller than that, so that when it folds into a square, it'll fit into the comic bag.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Then this next tier is the sticker 5-pack.
Yeah, I added that later on because people wanted extra stickers. At checkout you can do add-ons too, so you can add a sticker or you can add the 5-pack. Or if you just want the 5-pack, you just add that on.
Right. Excuse me. Zevia says, awesome. That's pretty much my workflow too. Airdrop is like magic.
Indeed.
So this is one of the arguably more important tiers of the campaign.
The most important tier.
Yeah, buy Graham a beer and later a boat.
That's right.
So maybe you aren't into comics or horror, but you think Graham is a swell guy and want to support the campaign. Then buy him a beer because God knows he needs one.
Yeah, this is hard work, people.
Yeah. So you'll be giving him some support. And if I remember, this is a Blue Moon beer.
It is.
That's looking pretty tasty right now.
It does. It's a good summer beer.
Oh, yeah. We've got, you want this comic, which is a signed comic book plus a sticker.
Right. That's your base level right there. You get all those other perks with that.
Nice.
And the same variant.
You want this too with the variant, all those extra perks. The signed CHENOO 2-sided snow globes. So you got the original cover on one side and then the variant virgin cover on the back side. And it's a walking snow globe too.
I'm holding it up right now.
Let me zoom in here.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. That's looking nice.
Sign on the base.
In 24 karat gold, right?
24 karat. Nothing but the best for my peeps.
Yeah. Isn't that a trippy idea? I love it. It works perfectly with the campaign. How about a snow globe of Graham Nolan inside a snow globe holding a CHENOO snow globe? That comes packaged in a snow globe.
It's an infinity perk.
There we go. That's not a bad idea. Welcome. It's no one. I like the idea of a one-book story. No need to wait years for a trade paperback. Yeah.
Yeah, one and done.
That is a benefit for sure.
Yeah.
We've got the next one, which is the Sunshine State and CHENOO print. So you get the book original cover, and then you get an 11 by 17 nicely printed comic of Sunshine State characters hawking the CHENOO.
Yeah, that's a nice print. You know, not a poster. It's a print. So it's 11 by 17. It'll be on nice cardstock.
Nice. That's a cool idea, and it brings in one of your other IPs.
Right, right. In fact, one of the other IPs I own is Joe Frankenstein, which also took place. It started off in Buffalo, and I'm going to have. There's going to be a shout out, a mention of Joe Frankenstein by the characters in the CHENOO.
I love those Easter eggs. And then we've got a comic book grab bag. You get every comic signed. So 5 random comics signed by Graham Nolan spanning his 35-year career. Detective Comics, Hawk World, Power of the Atom, Spider-Girl, Bane Conquest, X-Men Forever, Marvel Adventures, Blackhawks, Joe Frankenstein. Who knows what issues you'll get. But they will all be cool and all be signed. On top of that, you still get a CHENOO character sticker and a signed comic book grab bag. Nice. This next tier is the signed comic book level 3. You get the original book and you get a remark. And
the inside front cover is going to be, you know, where you normally have the credits and the indicia. There'll also be a white square so that I can do a remark in the square.
Sweet. Plus, you get the poster and the character sticker. Retail level 1. 5 copies of the book. The original cover. Non-returnable. CHENOO. 5 copy. 5 copies.
Mm-hmm. That was my attempt to, you know, help retailers out, you know, so that they can get the book in their stores. Again, you know, a signed book, you know, has some value to them, I would think, and they get it at a discount so they can make a profit on it. And, you know, I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that more retailers haven't jumped on it. You know, I might not do that again for my next campaign if, because you can see only 3 people took that one, and then retail level 2, I think only 1.
I would have, in the times we're in, and the fact that comic book stores are struggling, I would have thought they'd jump at it too.
Yeah.
I'm not at the same time, I guess I haven't really kept up on how they're holding up, if things are better or if they're worse, or if they've even been able to reopen since the.
Yeah, I think they have. I mean, we're one of the most restrictive states here in New York, and I know comic shops are open here. So.
Gotcha. Do they limit how many people can come in at a time?
I think so. And they got to be wearing masks. So.
Yeah. Welcome, Max Works. How's it going? Joe hoy hoy. People asks, in your mind, what is the kind of score you have for the book? like a John Carpenter soundtrack, or more orchestral, or more contemporary?
I haven't even given it any thought, to be honest with you. I almost would picture it, since you've mentioned it, not having a soundtrack at all, really, of the sound of the wind being the soundtrack. Because if you've ever been a blizzard, it's all you can hear is the sound of the wind. So I thought maybe that might be kind of cool. But hey, I'm not directing the damn thing, so let the director figure that out.
Yeah. You're not directing it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Do I want to get into Hollywood? I don't think so.
You want to have your vision executed perfectly, flawlessly.
Yeah, I think it was Ernest Hemingway said, when dealing with Hollywood, you drive up to the border of California, you take the money, and then you throw them the script. And you drive off, because you'll always have your version, the book.
Yeah.
Take the money and then let them go.
I think it's an ongoing challenge of Stephen King's. Like, everyone loves the books, but then when you see the movie adaptations, it's hit and miss.
Right.
Let's see here. All right. Some pleasantries and hellos. And the usual this time, stop watching dark and checking out the stream. All right. So that was retail level 1. Then we've got the Ultimate Monster Collection. Woo-wee. So not only do you get all the signed CHENOO comic, but you also get the hardcover versions of Monster Island and Return to Monster Island also signed. And of course, you get the CHENOO character sticker and the Monster Island hardcover book and the Return to Monster Island hardcover.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful hardcover. Oversized.
Whoa. So by oversized, what are the dimensions roughly?
Look at those monsters. Well, let's see. Like 8.5 by 12 1/4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how many pages are those monster books?
Here's a regular comic.
Whoa, yeah. All right. Oh, Nora Saga too. Nice.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
book.
look at that. Yeah, oversized.
Yeah.
How many pages is that?
These are, I believe, 96.
Wow. Sweet.
Yeah, there's even some Sunshine State in there too.
Oh my gosh. Cool. All right.
So yeah, this is a fun book.
All right. People says, interesting. I tend to immerse myself in the kind of vibe or music when making things. Do you listen to music or audiobooks or podcasts while drawing? If so, what?
Yeah, I listen to not a lot of podcasts, but I'll put like YouTube shows on. A lot of times I have movies on in the background, particularly old movies, because they're dialogue heavy, and nothing will take my head up off the board faster is if I don't hear anything, because that means I got to be watching something. So then I have to go, oh, what's going on, But old movies, a lot of times they telegraph the drama with music or the dialogue, so I know what's going on. I can piece it all together and still keep my head down and get work done.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. People was asking if that is A3 dimensions or A4.
I have no idea. I said what the inches were, so
Yeah.
you know.
All right. That was the Ultimate Monster Collection. We've got retail level 2, which is 10 copies of the CHENOO comic, signed by creator Graham Nolan, non-returnable. So you get 10 copies with this one. Now we've got the Ultimate Nolan Collection. This looks huge. Excuse me. Not only do you get the signed CHENOO comic, but you also get the hardcover versions of Monster Island and Return of Monster Island, also signed. But wait, there's more. The Black Book, The Art of Graham Nolan, looks back on my 37-year career in comics with much of the art shot from the originals, also signed. Wow.
Yeah, that's a good collection. So you get the 3 hardcovers plus the CHENOO, plus all the goodies that come with the CHENOO.
What is your technique for shooting the originals? Do you take a digital SLR, or do you scan them on a bed scanner?
I have a large bed scanner and scan them all at 600 DPI.
600, okay.
Yeah. Full size.
I thought at first you might have to go with something like 1200 DPI or something. But yeah, let's see. You need to talk to Wally. Yeah, he seems to be pretty up on the different dimensions and stuff. Yeah, but if I remember, it was something like 8.5 inches by 12 inches, something like that.
What?
The size of the hardcover books.
Oh, it was 8.5 by 12 and what did I say? 12 1/4. Yeah, 8.5 by 12 1/4. Yeah.
8.5 by 12 1/4. And love the gore. Neck skin flaps on the severed head remind me of Jack in American Werewolf. Yeah,
Exactly.
Max Works is telling me that 1200 gray or color is way too big.
Yeah.
As
The file would be enormous.
And then we've got the 3/4 bust sketch cover, character of your choice. Collectible sketch cover surrounds the regular printed cover of the CHENOO with 3/4 bust character of your choice. Done by Graham Nolan. No original characters of your own, please. Limited at 20 lucky backers. So you get the copy of the CHENOO sign, you get a character sticker, and a 3/4 bust sketch on a blank cover. So does a sketch cover basically much like a book cover? So it like just wraps around the original CHENOO?
Yeah, it wraps around. It's like a sheet of Bristol that wraps around and is saddle stitched with the original cover and the contents. So you have like an extra cover on there, and it's Bristol, so you can draw on it.
Oh, okay.
It will also have the logo on it. Like in the drawing, like in the photograph there, you can see it's got the CHENOO logo and the Compass Comics logo, just as if it was the trade dress on a regular cover.
Right, okay. All right. If you were to back this, do you actually have the option of having Bane in the background? Or is that just like to give a hold up a minute.
Well, that was a sketch cover that I did for somebody.
Oh, okay.
And I just threw the the CHENOO logo, Compass Comics logo over it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's exactly what it would be like. Only it would be whatever character you wanted, and
Oh, okay. I thought at first it was whatever character in the CHENOO.
Oh no! He could be Batman, Spider-Man, the Hulk.
Oh wow!
Just can't be original character.
Right. Sweet. Then we got the original art level. Do you say this is the one you might take down?
Yeah, I might take it down because I'm not gonna keep it up there forever, and it is the first original drawing of the CHENOO. So, if they ever make a movie, or if the CHENOO ever goes further than the comic, I think it would be really cool to have the original design.
Yeah.
And if I'll give it a little while longer, but if it stays up too long, then I'll be like, oh, nobody's interested in it, so I'll just keep it.
All righty. So you get the 48-page comic book signed, CHENOO character sticker. You also get the Meet It's What's for Dinner poster, head sketch remark of the CHENOO inside front cover. Plus, you get original art, 8.5 by 11 signed marker drawing, the very first drawing of the CHENOO ever done. Own a piece of history. Yeah. And as we discussed earlier in the stream, when it came to the design of the CHENOO, it was like a one and done, literally. You came up with the design and then you went with it. And that was the final design. You didn't go through multiple revisions or anything.
No, it suited the needs of the vision that I had, and I was happy with it. The only thing I added was a blood stain on the fur and around his mouth.
Yeah.
From years of eating bloody things.
For sure. We've got original art level 4. And as you pointed out, you typically don't sell your original art. So this is going to be one of a remote case in which he is. Beautiful splash page from Detective Comics number 713, which is back in 1997. Features large figures of Batman and the villain Gearhead, his second appearance, locked in battle. Inks by Bob McLeod, 11 by 17, pen and ink on Bristol. Original art level 5 is this next tier. You get the original cover art of Hawk World Annual number 2 from 1991, featuring the main characters of Hawkman and Hawkwoman. 11 by 17, pen and ink on Bristol. Last but not least, we have Bane original art. And rare opportunity to own an original art page of the iconic villain Bane, done by his creator, Graham Nolan. Graham does not sell his original art, and Bane pages by him are extremely rare. This beautiful action page is page 10 from the Bane of the Demon miniseries from 1998 by Chuck Dixon, Graham Nolan, and Tom Palmer. You get the book of the CHENOO signed, you get the character sticker, and you get this original art page. So definitely consider getting that one too.
Yeah, I mean, that one's, I'm not going to lie, it's pricey, but I do have it. It's marked down 46% for the campaign. Originally, I had it at 15,000 because key Bane pages by his creators are expensive. So I knocked it down 46% for the campaign. So, if you have the money, it's a good investment. It's a good deal. For
sure. So who would win in a fight, the CHENOO or 33 knee-high Wampa from Empire Strikes Back?
Well, I got to go with CHENOO.
All right, good answer.
It's more of a mystical or spiritual character. So, you know, I don't know what, well, I know what can kill him, but you guys don't know yet. So
no spoilers here.
yeah. You almost got me.
If it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. So tonight we got at least one backer, so that's
One
cool.
backer. That's because I know everybody else is considering it. They're checking their bank accounts and want to make sure they can get that Bane page. You know, I know how you guys are rolling.
Oh yeah.
But if you can't do that, you know, think about getting just the comic. That would be awesome too.
For sure.
And I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. And, you know, if you can throw in a few extra bucks, you know, buy them a beer.
I'll drink it. I guarantee that.
Yeah. I know you were contemplating possibly doing a stream where you drink all the beers.
Yeah. Well, once it got up to 23, I'm like, I nixed that idea because I'd be a wreck. And I'd have to wear a diaper too because I have to pee all the time.
But that's when all the fun begins.
That's true. Yeah. I can just see the enemies of ComicsGate, you know, broadcasting that shit all over the internet.
Yeah, and if you were to go without a diaper, then you know, you'd see these golden showers all over the screen.
It's right. The end of my career.
Oh my gosh. So
I'm gonna have to wrap it up, but I'm getting the message from on high that dinner is on the table. So
yum. Hey, would you do the honors and share with the world how people can find you on social media?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You know, just type my name in there; it'll come up. GrahamNolan.com is my website, and you know, if you're a backer, you can contact me through the campaign too. You know, all my info is there, emails and everything else. So, you know, I'm out there and I'm available. So,
fantastic. You can find me on Twitter, WyzGyz Tweets, on Twitch, WyzGyz Switches, on YouTube, WyzGyz Entertainment. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Mark the bell for notifications. And when you do so, be sure and select all notifications so you don't miss a single video or stream, hopefully, if the Twitter algorithm is with you. People says, good show, guys. Kev Potts says, thanks, Graham. Thanks, Wise.
thank you, guys. Thanks for coming and listening to me prattle on. And I hope you had a good time because I did.
Yeah,
So,
good fun.
yeah.
And thank you to our very, very special guest, Graham Nolan.
Thank you.
The myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend.
All right. Well, we are closing out. Enjoy your probably delicious dinner. And we are ending the broadcast.